Hi everybody, just a quick update on my 10mm ogroup project. Not too much to show you visually at the moment, other than to say that all the figures have now been undercoated. That is predominantly all the infantry. I wanted to start with the bread and butter troops first. They've all been sprayed with one of the plastic soldier sprays, British khaki, and what I've then done is washed all the figures with Army Painter Dark Tone, just to bring out the detail on these little fellas. And again, it's difficult to see with the light, but that does put me in a good position in terms of getting the key companies, platoons and sections all finished. So I have actually managed to complete some quite quickly. I'm just going to show you some of those in a bit more detail. Okay, so I've just zoomed in on one of the figures. I've done 3 of these that is pretty much finished. These are my British Piat teams. Again, lovely poses. Got the loader with the chap looking back, waiting for the Piat bomb to be given to him, ready to hopefully take out another Panzer. So in terms of paint jobs, I'll talk a bit about the painting in a moment. I've gone for a fairly uniform approach with all of these. Obviously I haven't based yet. I'll do these all at the same time, but you can see there, just having a look at the details of the figures. These figures are done to the point of just now requiring the final dry brush of deck tan. I'm just waiting for a pot of that to arrive before I can finish those off, and then we'll be ready to base. But I'm hoping to get all the figures, including the ones I showed you before, to this point. I'll just show you a couple of the other ones while we've got the camera zoomed in. So Vickers machine gun team, again similar colour schemes, again lovely pose figures, and again they're at the same stage, just requiring the deck tan dry brush to bring out the highlights, particularly on the khaki uniform. But again, looking good. Got 3 of those as well. We've then got the forward observer, or what will be the forward observer. Again, this will be a little bit more of a scenic base, so haven't decided quite yet what I'm going to put on the base in terms of to bring out the fact that he's the foo. But this will be the base that will represent that. I've got the radio operator there. Again, I'll talk a bit about colours, paints and things in a moment. Then we've got 3 stands, or 3 sections, that make up my engineer platoon. So again, these are all at the same stages. So we've got the flamethrower chappie there on the right, a couple of mine clearing chaps, and a chap with a, I think he's about to throw a hand grenade from what I can gather there. But again, just gives you a flavour of where we're up to with those. Battalion mortars. So again, these are, to all intents and purposes, off table, so they'll be on a bigger base on the side of the table, just to again represent when they're firing, etc. But again there, if I can zoom those in, you can see again lovely figures. The sculpts are the same obviously for each team. So I'll just focus on that. Let's just show you that in a slightly different format. Again, come out really quite nice, quite pleased with those. And then finally, the other ones that I've got at that stage at the moment are my Reconnaissance Splatoon. So we've got three sections again. So on here we've got Sten Gunner, a couple of riflemen and a radio operator. We've got the commanding officer here at the front, Sten and rifleman, and then again, for the purposes of this, I've done a Bren gunner, Stens, rifleman, etc. So just to try and represent the mixture of troop types that would be across the sections. So let's talk a little bit about the paint side of things and what I've used so far. Okay, so as I say, we sprayed, undercoated all the troops in the PSC khaki, British khaki. We've done the army paint a dark tone. Flesh, very simply, I've used the light tone, part of the Triad Foundry series flesh, and then I've actually used a contrast paint, Guilliman flesh, to bring out the detail, and I think that despite their small scale has worked really well. And again, it's probably difficult on the video to see the impact of that. I'm just trying to see, but hopefully what it does do is it brings out tones in the skin color, some of the details, and importantly it darkens. If I move these out of the way, I think it darkens the tone of the skin a little bit. It makes it look a little bit more weathered, which was the approach I was going for, really. Again, I'll see if perhaps the foam might be a better example of the flesh use there. You can see with the radio operator, for example, it's really very simple. I haven't had to use fine detail, just put the wash over and it's really pulled out his details there. So that was the Guilliman flesh. Then for the boots, some of the sundry weapons like the Sten guns, part of the Vickers, the mine clearing engineers, the mortars. I've used again contrast paint Wildwood, which gives a lovely black browny colour, which comes out quite nicely on the figures. Helmets of Vallejo olive green. I originally used a Foundry green, but it was just too bright, so I found that the Vallejo olive green again gives a slightly better, more original look to my figures. It sort of helps them ping a bit because they haven't got a lot of colour on them anyway, other than khaki and brown and things like that. Deck tan, as I say, will be used to dry brush over and highlight particularly the webbing on the uniforms, but hopefully we'll just finish them off and make them ping a little bit. I've used Gore Grunter fur for the rifles, so again it's difficult with the light, but the Gore Grunter works really well, and also with the highlight over there at the end, I'm hoping that will make those stand out. Some of the staff officers have had a little red band using a Foundry red around the caps, and I've used Citadel chainmail for the bayonets, and some of the chaps have got little spades, digging tools, entrenching tools with their packs, so I've used those as well. So I'm hoping to be able to knock these out actually quite quickly, because I've made quite good progress in quite a short space of time without actually spending hours and hours painting. But going back to the task at hand. As you can see there, there's quite a few to do, so we're just working our way through. These ones have all had their flesh done, these ones haven't, and then we've got helmets and all the other bits and pieces to do to bring them up to speed with the ones I've just shown you. I've already started also the Battalion HQ. I'll just show you a bit of that. So Battalion HQ, this will be again a piece that's not needed on the table, just more for effect. So again, when I get to basing, I'll put some nice textured bases on there with some foliage, etc. But I've got a Dingo Daimler, a Jeep. You've got the officers sitting there at the table with maps, etc. With radio operator, and I think this is a really nice figure. The officer, he's obviously just taking it easy, having a play around with his walkie-talkie by the looks of it. But again, I think just add a little bit of character to the force overall. So that's just a little update on where I'm at the moment, and hope to post another one soon once we get a bit further down into the project. And of course, at some point, I'm looking forward to starting to put together and paint the armour. Hope you've enjoyed this short video, and look forward to seeing you again soon.